ready to go? Are we ready to go? Okay.
Yes.
So let's answer the question on absorption costing. Okay. So the question is called example 1, 2P, 2D limited. Okay. So like I said, please refer to this question. You either screenshot it or you can open it from your computer from the notes that was earlier on given. Is that clear, everybody? So we're going to move. We're going to stop projecting it, right? And we project our Google Sheet. Right. So just bear with me. Right. Okay, so this was the file I earlier on projected. This is the general file with all of us share, right? This is the general file with all of us share. And we're going to use it for answering this question. Oh, what I'll do is let me open a new file. Let me leave it, because what's happening is students usually, because everybody's given an editor, right? So they mess up with this. Even the name, they keep changing the name. That's why I added this now. Please do not rename. Okay? Some students, what they will do is instead of adding a worksheet here and then renaming that, they will go and rename the whole file. Okay? So please don't do that. And because you are an editor, you can be able to rename it. Okay? So please don't do that. Leave this as it is now. Okay, don't rename it. The only thing you're supposed to do is to add a worksheet and rename your worksheet. The worksheet belongs to you, but the file belongs to everybody. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file, and then we will use that for our practice. Right, so I don't want to use this because it may get distorted by some students. Okay, so I'll stop projecting this. Then I'll go, and I hope all of you knows how to create a new Google Sheet file, yeah? Okay. I just go to Drive. I'm on Drive already. So you go to your Google Drive, then you say New Google Sheet, blank spreadsheet. Okay, and I'm going to project that blank spreadsheet right away. Okay, so if you open a new file, automatically it says what? Untitled spreadsheet. It says Untitled spreadsheet. Okay, so you must give it a title. Just like if you open a new Excel workbook, it gives you book 1 as the default name. If you open another one, it gives you book 2, and so on and so forth. Okay, so can you all see my file, please, class? Everybody, can you all see? I'm gonna zoom it up so that you can be able to see everything clearly. Can you see my file?
Yes.
Okay, and you know how to create a new Google Sheet file?
Yes, yes.
Excellent. Good. So, right, we're going to rename this. So, to rename it, we just come and click on the Untitled spreadsheet. So, I'm going to call it February 21. February 21, MA3. Okay, MA3. And what is this lecture series? What's the name of this lecture series? Costing, new techniques in costing. Okay, so I'm going to call it costing new techniques. Okay, costing new techniques, right? So that's the name of the file. Okay, that's the name of the file. So for now, please, I'm not going to share this with you so that you can concentrate. So what you're going to do is it's 16 hours. If you have your laptop and you have internet, can you also open your own file and then you work with me? That's one. Okay, if like you want to use Excel spreadsheet also, you can also do that. But I think it will be better to use Google Sheet because at least we all have some familiarity with Excel. Of course, it's very, very similar to Google Sheet, I must say that. But then it will be better to practice Google Sheet. So open a new Google Sheet file on your computer. Okay, it will be better with computer. If you want to use a mobile phone, it will definitely be difficult. Okay, so in case you are not able to do that also, try to follow. Okay, all this will be available. The video will be available on YouTube, and the file will be downloaded, and I'll attach it to the YouTube file, or I'll attach it to the YouTube. Okay, and then I will also send it on your WhatsApp, so that you can be able to see it. So the file will be downloaded to Excel so that you can be able to see all the workings. Or alternatively, if you come online, you can be able to get the file easily. So I'll share the link of the file also for on the forum. Okay? So you can be able to click the link and then go through it. Is that clear, everybody? Am I clear, class?
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed. Very good.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to create two worksheets before I read the question. So we're going to do our question planning, our answer planning. So just like we will do when we are using paper, okay, we will use two sheets ideally. Okay, that's what the wise students do. The first sheet will be the answer, and then the second sheet will be the working. Okay, so already by default, the first sheet is created for me and it's called sheet 1. So I'm going to rename this. How do I rename it? I can either come open this, then I click on rename, or alternatively, I can double click on this. If I double click on it, then I can type on it. So I'll call it 1 dot, just to determine sheet 1, just for professionalism. Then I'll call it 2P2D answer. So I'll call it 2P2D limited answer. Okay. So that's the way I'm going to call it. Then I will create another worksheet which will be the workings. So I'll click on the add worksheet here. Look at it. If you want to add a new worksheet in Google Sheet, you come here, you click on add sheet. Okay, you click on the plus. Okay, and then once you click on the plus, look at it, a new worksheet will be added for you. And the default name will be sheet 2 because the default name sheet 1 already existed. So it cannot repeat what already existed. Okay, so how do I rename this? How do I rename this? Hadigay?
You double click.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I think I called you last time. Fine, that's okay. Isa Kinte, Isa. How do I rename this? I just explained it. You can't escape in my class. Isa Kinte, Isa. How am I going to rename this sheet too? Help me, please. Is Isa with us? Not likely. Okay, I'll go to someone else.
Hello?
Yes, Isa, are you with us?
Yeah, you either right click on it. You have the option to rename it, or you double click on it and then write on it.
Okay, so okay, let's use right click. Okay, right click. Then what do I select?
Well, I'm not looking at it right now. I'm not concentrating because I'm driving, going home at the moment. So I was just following the audio part of it, but I'm not following the practical bit of it at the moment.
Okay.
But I was listening to what you were saying. Yes, yes. I was listening to what you were saying.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah, yeah, well, okay, fine. But why are you not attending personally? I mean, these classes are very important. Yeah, I mean, by listening to it or by watching the video is not enough. Mr. Kinte.
No, I am attending classes personally. I said I'm driving home. I was held up somewhere. I'm just rushing home. So switch on my laptop and then be online. I'll be
Okay,
home
fine.
in the next 5 minutes or so, yes.
Okay, good, good.
I
Okay.
always attend the class, yeah. But today I was held up somewhere.
Okay, good. Okay,
And
fine.
then the traffic also delayed me on the road, yeah. But I followed it with my mobile. So when I reach home, I'll just switch on my laptop and then be with the
Continue.
class.
Excellent. Okay, fine. Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So like Cynthia has explained, so you can either right click or left click, any of them is possible. Then you choose rename and then you type. So actually I like to save time. I have already typed 2P2D limited, so I don't want to go and type it again. So I'll come here, I'll double click, then I'll go inside here and select. Okay, then I copy, I right click and copy, and then I come here, I right click, I try to paste that. Okay, and then I will try to edit it. So I'll call this 2 dot space, then 2P2D is already typed, then I'll say answer, ANS. I'll make it shorten, ANS. Sorry, I wanted to say walking. So 2P2D walking. Walking, because we've already got the answer. W-O-R-K-I-N-G-S, walking. Okay, is that clear, everybody? Is that clear, everybody? So now I want to use the name of my sheet, and then I will type that here, and then here also I do the same thing. Okay, so what do I do to get this here without typing? Horeja B. Jane. Horeja, are you with us? Horeja. Horeja B. Jane. Horeja, are you with us? Umar Keta? Umar? Okay, Mohammed Koka? Umar, are you ready to answer? Umar? Okay, Mohammed Koka? Mr. Koka?
Yes, I'm around.
Yes. So my question is, I want this here to replicate in my body without typing it. What do I do?
You mean the write-off to come there? I think you should just copy and paste.
Okay, how do I copy and paste?
You double click.
I double click,
Control C, or you just right click and go to copy.
Very good. So you can either use Control C or you right click and go to copy. Excellent.
And then come to that portion and then Control
B2. So I come to B2, then I can either choose the keyboard shortcuts, which he is explaining, that's the Control V, or I can right click and paste. Thank you, Sakok. Okay, so I do the same thing here as well. I double click, I copy, and then I come here, I paste. Okay, then I just expand this. Right. So now we've got our body ready. Okay, we've got our body ready. Now let's go and read the question and answer accordingly. 2P2D Limited produces 2 products in 2 departments. Relevant product information is as follows: product A, product B, direct material cost, direct labor cost in department X, time per unit in department X, direct labor cost in department Y, time per unit in department Y, and budgeted number of units. So what this tells you is the company 2P2D deals in 2 products. That means produces 2 products. That's product A and product B. And for each product to be completely produced, it has to pass through 2 departments. That's department X and department Y. Department X may be the production department, and department Y may be the packaging department or the marketing department. It depends on the type of organization. Okay? So the labor rate is £5 per hour in each department. Okay? So the labor hours, the time that is used in each department to finish each of the product is mentioned in each of the departments, and it has given you the labor rate also. Okay? So the budgeted departmental overheads are product department X, the overheads are 18, department Y, 18,000, department Y, 6,500. Okay, you're required to calculate the unit cost using A, separate overhead absorption rates for each department based on labor hours. Okay, and 2, an overall OAR based on labor hours. And then 3, you discuss. Okay, so if we look at this question, we've been asked to calculate a unit cost for each of the products, okay, by using absorption costing, isn't it? And the way they want us to arrive at the unit cost is by treating each departments, the department X and Y, as overhead centers. So that means we're going to have 2 separate overheads. That's the first part. And then the second part is by putting together everything. I hope it is clear. Okay, so in the answer, we'll have to state the name of the statement we are going to produce. So what will be the name of this statement? So do A. What will be the name of this statement that we will need in A?
Unit cost.
Okay, unit cost, simply
Unit cost statement.
Unit cost statement. The one you can say for products A and B. So unit cost statement for products A and B. Okay, is that correct? Now, the next thing we do is we do our frame. We do our frame. And how will our frame look like? Our frame should ideally be 3 columns, isn't it? The first column will be for description. The second column will be for the first product, and the third column will be the second product. Is that okay? Okay, so we come here. We come here. We don't have to type description, but we could come and say product We can come and say product A, and then we can paste this, we replicate, we just copy this and paste it here, okay? We can either click on it, you right click and say copy, and then you come and paste here, or you can click on it. Once you see the mouse, once you see the plus at the bottom like this, you click and drag, then it will bring it here. Right, so, and then you change the A to B. So that's faster. So you can save a lot of time. You don't have to type product A and then you come and type product again. You've already got product typed. So be fast, be professional. Okay, so we have product A, product B. Is that correct? Now, we all agree that we have to do a unit cost statement. If we have to produce a unit cost statement in any costing technique, what will be the first thing that we'll always do?
Correct.
Sorry? The first thing that we will always do will be to bring in the unit cost of the variable elements. Okay, so like I said to you, it doesn't matter which costing technique we are using, the treatment of variable costs is the same. Variable costs don't have any problem because they are directly traceable to the products or the services. Okay, so what's the first variable? What's the first variable cost in our statement?
Direct material.
Direct material. So we type
Material.
direct material. So what's the unit cost for direct materials for product A?
20.
20.
As per the question, 20. Product B?
35.
35.
Okay.
Good. Very good. So what is next? What is the next cost item we should bring in our unit cost statement?
Direct labor.
Direct labor.
Direct labor, yeah.
Direct labor. We bring in direct labor. Okay. So let's hang on a minute. Direct labor. How are we going to determine the cost of direct labor here? Milo, your mic is not muted. So now tell us, how are we going to treat direct labor here? Milo, Mr. Low. Milo, are you with us? Your mic is not muted and you're not talking. Okay. Omar Gay Savali, can you help us? Omar Gay Savali? Omar? Can someone help me how we're going to look at labor here? The labor has been given in question in two places. How are we going to treat it here?
We're gonna separate the two products, product A and product B. We have direct labor for department X. We also have direct labor for department Y.
Yeah. So we're going to separate the labor into various departments. Okay.
Yes.
Correct.
Excellent.
So direct labor, then we'll say department X and department Y. Okay, so we can change this to Y and then we push them to the right. We can align them to the right so that they can get close to this. Okay, so can you see? So direct labor department X and department Y. How much is the direct labor in department X? It's given in the question, isn't it, on the plate? For each of the product? Can you tell me please quickly?
20.
Department X is 20 for product A.
Okay, for product B, department X is how much?
Is 30.
30. Okay, for department Y,
Product A is 25. Then
product
product
A
B
is
is 35.
25, and the product B is?
35.
Product B is?
35.
35. Good. So we've got our direct labor also sorted. Do we have any other variable costs? Do we have variable expenses or something like that? Do we have any other
No.
variable costs? No. So therefore, we should total this and call it what?
Prime cost.
We call it prime cost.
Prime cost.
Excellent, prime cost. Somebody's mic is echoing, and usually the reason is if you have two devices on at the same time. So if you have two devices on at the same time, you may have to off the other one, because otherwise it keeps echoing, as we can hear. Okay, so we calculate our prime cost. So our prime cost consists of what and what?
Direct
Or
material,
direct-
direct labor, direct expense. But in this case, there's nothing like direct expenses.
Excellent. Fatu, thank you. In this case, there is nothing like direct expenses. So therefore, our prime cost will be direct material plus direct labor. So what formula are we going to put here so that we add the direct materials and the direct labor?
Sum.
The sum function. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Tell us how we go
Equal.
by the sum formula here.
Sum
Huh?
equals to sum.
Okay, so I should type here and say equals,
Sum.
I type sum, huh?
Yes, SUM.
Okay, and you know, in these newer versions of spreadsheets, both Google Sheet and Excel, you don't have to type much. Okay, once you know the starting of the formula, you start typing the starting, everything will pop up. Can you see when I type equals SU? Can you see what happened?
Yes, we are seeing.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It has popped up. It has popped up all the formulas that starts with SU. And you see, luckily for you, if you highlight, if you hover over them, it tells you what they mean. Okay, the sum one, it says the sum of a series of numbers and or cells. You hover over sum if it tells you a conditional sum across a range. Sum SQ, it tells you sum of squares. Some ifs, it tells you a range depending on multiple criteria. Can you see? So life has become very, very easy for you. You don't have to memorize formulas. You just have to know which formula works for what, but you don't have to know how to construct the formula. It will guide you. Is this clear? I remember in our days when I was doing my AAT, in around 1990, between 92 to 94, 95, there was nothing like, how to call it, Microsoft Excel or something. We were using Lotus 123. Okay, Lotus 123 is not window friendly. If you have to apply any formula, you have to memorize the formula. Unfortunately, if you don't know the formula, then you cannot be able to use it in those days. But now life has become very, very easy for you. Okay, So we know that we are going to apply the sum function. I'm taking this trouble because I'm not only teaching you accounting, please take note, but I'm teaching you something which is also very, very, very important for you. You need your accounting knowledge together with your spreadsheet knowledge if you want to function efficiently as an accountant. Please take note of this. Okay? Even auditors now, even though we all know auditors are accountants, they use spreadsheet mostly to do their auditing. Okay? So spreadsheet for you is a diamond. Okay? There's no two ways to do. Okay? So that's why I'm taking this trouble to make sure I teach you not only the accounting stuff, but also the spreadsheet stuff. So when I talk about spreadsheet, I don't only mean Google Sheet, but it means all other spreadsheet package. But basically, we'll be looking at Google Sheet, okay? So Google Sheet, Excel, and a lot other packages are all but most common ones are Excel and Google Sheet, okay? And Google Sheet one is just powerful. So I always go for Google Sheet when I'm going to recommend spreadsheet to anybody, okay? So let's move. So once I type equals SU, the sum function will display. Then if you don't know how to build the sum function, you can just double click on it. If you double click on it, look at it, it's gonna open like this. If you want a guidelines, look at it. There will be a question mark displayed here. So if you click on that question mark, look at what happens. It's giving you direction. And if you want to expand it further, you can just click on learn more. If you click on learn more, it's gonna give you more and more. Can you see this? And it will in fact give you a video option. Can you see this? Are you with me? Are you?
Yes.
Yes, we are with you, sir.
So please make sure you make the best use of this. Okay? Right. So so you can use it, look at it. That's the way the formula works. You can see the sample, some of the samples. There are so many ways of doing the sum, and you can in fact learn about them. There are notes to it. Okay, you can see the application here. You can in fact make a copy of it. You can watch the video and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the way we go about. Okay, so but since we know how to do it, we do our equal sum. Okay, so next, what do we do?
We type C8.
Okay, we type C8. We can either type C8 or we click on C8.
Or we click on it, yes.
Clicking on C8 is faster.
Yes.
Okay, and then again, so I do what? Column. Okay, so that one also you can either type column or you can just select like this. You can click your mouse from C8 up to where you want it to stop. That's faster. But alternatively, you can put a column. You're right. Okay. And what do we do else? What else do we do?
We close the bracket.
We close the bracket and we enter. The only time the formula will register is when you enter. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, I want to choose someone different. Marijan. Marijan, are you with us? Marijan? Or am I saying Mary Jan or Mari? I don't know. Mari, are you with us? Mariatu Fainke. Mariatu? Hello, Mariatu. Are you with us? Mariatu? Okay. Now, who can tell me how we're going to put another formula on the sum on the prime cost for product B?
Okay, you go to cell C12. Cell C12. Go back to cell C12.
Uh-huh.
at the bottom right corner, you will see like a plus sign there. You just click on it. You drag it to your right to cell D12.
Okay, good, very good, Sehu. So if you click on cell C12, you hover your mouse at the bottom, you'll see a plus like this. So once you see this plus, you can just drag. Okay, that will replicate it. That's one way of doing it. Alternatively, you can click on it and you say copy, and then you come and paste. So that's another way of doing it. Okay, thank you, Sehu. Now we want to make the prime cost bold. We want to click
Mr.
on the
Fofana.
row. Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Fofana.
Yes, sir.
Another option,
for those
if you
using
lock
the
it
phone
and
too.
drag it, that one also can give you the same formula. Oh,
sorry, you what did you say?
If you lock it, then you drag it on your right.
Okay, if you click on it, you drag.
Yes.
Yeah, that will work as well. That's exactly what we expect. Because if you click on it and then you hover the mouse, when you see this plus, you drag. Okay, somebody said those with the phone.
Yeah, for those with the phone, it might be very, very difficult to see the plus sign. But what you do is just go to the cell, double click on it. You will see copy will appear on your screen. Click on copy, go to this particular cell, click on it, and you save and you paste it.
Excellent. Good. Good. Thank you, Sehu. Right. So we're going to make the prime cost bold. So to make something bold, we first highlight on it. So we're going to highlight on the whole of row 12. So we click on 12, and then we go and click B for bold. So it makes prime cost row bold. Okay. So
Mr. Fofana, this is almost the same with Excel.
Yes, that's why I said it's very, very similar to Excel. Very similar. Very, very similar. So that's why if you can do Excel, nobody will teach you Google Sheet, to be honest. But there are lots of differences as well. Take note, there are lots of differences, especially if you go to its advanced features. Okay? There are lots of differences as well. But basically, most of the things are the same, especially the basics. Okay? So that's your prime cost for you. But the prime cost doesn't equate to the total cost. So we have to go and find something else and add to prime cost to give us our total cost. What is that something? What is that something?
That is overhead costs.
Our overheads. Excellent. So we can go and add our production overheads. So if you want, you can call it production overheads. If you want, you can call it overhead. It doesn't matter, actually. So I'm going to call it production overheads. Okay. So the production overheads, how are we going to get it? Is it straightforward? Is it straightforward? Is it on the question? Is it on the question? The data is available in the question, but we have to calculate.
We have to.
We have to calculate it. Okay, we have to calculate it. And this is where we are going to make use of our absorption costing knowledge. Okay, up to here, up to prime cost, like I said, is the same for all costing techniques. If you are going to do marginal costing, we're going to have the same. Okay, right. So before we move to the overheads, let's beautify our work a bit. Let's beautify it a bit. So I'm going to use this heading and I'll center it across the columns. So you highlight it and you highlight the area you want to center it. Okay, watch out. And then you click on the merged cells. For Excel, it's called merge and center. Okay, one difference. Have you seen one difference? For Excel, it's called merge and center, but Google Sheet is only merge. So after merging, then you determine whether to center it or to align it to the right or align it to the left. But for Excel is merge and center. Is that clear? Have you observed that?
Yes, that's the difference.
Yes, but small one though, small one, small one. Okay, so we click on merge cells. So everything will be merged. but by default, it will remain as it is unless you ask it to center it. So let's say we want to center it. If you want to center it, you can come here, then you click open this, and then you choose center. Okay, so we want to make it bold, so we click on B. Okay, we want to turn the text into white, and the background, we're going to leave it green. Okay, so we're going to make the background green, but the text will be white so that it can stand out nice. So the text, we convert it to white. So the white is here. So we click on white. But if you do that, nothing seems to be there, but there is something there. Okay, the reason is it is white text on white background. It's not visible. So if we want to make it visible, we have to change the background. So the background, we can just come here and say fill color, and we select green. Okay, is that not nice? You know, presentation also counts a lot. Presentation counts a lot. So take note of that. Okay, so the unit cost statement also, we want to center it here. Okay. So what are we going to do? Do we have to follow all this procedure that we have done here? Can someone help me? We want to center this as well. So what do we do? What do we do? So I come and click, and I click all the area and then start doing this and doing that. Is that what I'm going to do? Can someone help me? There should be a fast way of doing it. Karamo, have you settled down? Karamo?
Yes, I'm around.
Okay, good. You're following us, yeah? Are you following us?
Yes, I'm participating now.
Okay. So can someone help me? How are we going to center this here? Fine, we can use the same procedure as I've explained, but do we need to do that? We want to use something that is faster. Okay, we're going to make the best use of our paint format. Okay, have anyone used the equivalent in Excel before? And Excel calls it differently.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Now, if you highlight where you put the green, if you go there and just highlight and go and click the paint and come here and highlight here again, then it comes to the same format.
Okay. In Excel, how do you call it? It does the same thing in Excel, but there's a different name.
I think it's a brush.
Paintbrush.
Sort of
Format printer.
Yeah, some call it format
printer.
painter, some call it paintbrush. Okay. All right. Format painter, exactly. Okay. And the icon is different also. They cannot just choose the same icons with Excel. Otherwise, Microsoft is going to sue them. So they're very careful with copyrights. Yeah. So they will do their thing. It will do the same function, but they will call it differently, and then they will give it different icon. Otherwise, they can be in trouble. Yeah. Okay, so you just click on this. Since we've already got this formatted, so we can use the paintbrush. The paintbrush is very, very useful. Okay, if we click on where has been formatted and we brush it, we put it here, it's gonna take the same formatting as it is. Okay, so we click on this, we click the paintbrush, and then we come and click here. Look at what happened. It has given the same format here and brought the same format here. Okay, so that's the benefit of paintbrush. So you can do 1 million different ways of formatting here. One click will take it to anywhere you want it. Okay, but this time around, we don't want the background to be blue, but instead we want the text color to be blue. So we can just come, clear the background, we reset it, and we go and change the text to green. Okay, can you see? Okay, so that's the way we format. It's very, very important. Presentation counts a lot, especially us as accountants. For your information, we are the most organized professionals in the world. Do you know that? Accountants are the most organized professionals in the world. Do we know that? So let us try to ensure that our work is also organized as ourselves. So we're going to align also in spreadsheet, by default, columns of numbers are aligned to the right, columns of text are aligned to the left. So we must make sure we align. Look at it, when we type the numbers, they were automatically aligned to the right. So if you type them and they are not aligned to the right, that means they are not numbers automatically. Take note of that. Okay, like I've done, I've just prefixed this with a single inverted comma. So if you prefix any number with a single inverted comma, the number is text in the eyes of spreadsheet. Okay, so when I prefix this, look at it, now it has been aligned to the left, meaning even though it's already a number, but spreadsheet is seeing it as text. Okay, so I'll take that off. I hope you're getting all this. These things are very, very important. These little things I'm mentioning, they are very, very important. They can make a big difference. Okay, they can make a big difference. And for your information, most people get this at a price. You are getting it free. Okay, so you're getting it free. Please make the best use of it. Okay, right.
Yeah,
so
it's very important.
Sorry?
I say it's very important because I never noticed it before. The text always goes to the left and the figures goes to the right, the numbers.
Exactly. So take note of that. So that's the way by default. So if you type a number and it has fallen to the left, you know that there's a problem. Okay? The number is read as a text. Okay, so we're going to align these two columns since they are going to be number columns. So we highlight all of them and then we align it to the right. Okay, so let's move because we have a long way to go and time is not on our side. Okay, right. So now we've done our formatting. We can now calculate our overheads. So our overheads, we're going to do it with walk-in. So we will put on here W, meaning walk-in. Okay, so refer to walk-in. And luckily for us, we have a walk-in sheet. So we go to our walk-in sheet, okay, and then we're going to calculate our production overheads. So what are the steps that we should use to calculate our production overheads? What's the first thing that we need to do? What's the first thing that we need to do? What's the first thing that we need to do, class?
Mr. Fofana.
Hello.